Well, first, thanks for everybody being here, and exciting time for a year for us. We're right in the middle of the in the grind. Just met with Curtis Shaw, head of our officials. We're all trying to figure out how all the rule changes are going to affect our teams and things like that. But right now we're still in that stage practice-wise where guys are really competing to see what their roles are going to be, what their minutes, what's going to be expected of them, and we still have a lot of things to figure out there because we do have so many new faces on our roster. I've been particularly pleased with the returning guys so far, just in terms of their leadership and all through the summer and fall, and how they came back committed to changing their game and taking their game up a notch. The Lou Dabneys, the Dylan Osikowskis, the Cameron Reynolds, the Ryan Smiths, those guys who have been in the program for a few years, really had good off seasons. So they're in there battling, and then obviously the influx of the new guys has really energized our program. And even though we don't have great numbers out there in practice, our 5-on-5 times in practice and those possessions are really competitive, intense, and so I think it'll only bode well. We'll need that. I feel like our non-conference schedule is very challenging, and it seems like it's coming really fast. So we'll need to be ready. But this group is it's going to be a fun group to coach. I think it'll be a little bit of work in progress early, just finding out all the roles, and I think you'll see that change throughout the year. But as we gel and get more used to playing with each other and these new rules and those type of things, I think it'll be an exciting team. Anybody have any?
Can you talk a little bit about the point guard position? How much is Malik going to see time there? Lou working with Vaughn as well.
Yeah, I would say right now there's really four guys that have taken reps at that spot. Von Julian, Lou Dabney, Malik Morgan, Keijon Mack, and they all bring something different to the table. We've played a lot of times with two guards in the past, going back to the Tarrant-Callahan combination and the Stark-Dabney combination. We've had two guys that can play that position out there at the same time. I think you'll see some more of that. We'll try to lighten the load on just one guy doing it. But they all bring something to the table, and that's been kind of fun to tinker with a little bit. Von Julian is no question the fastest from baseline to baseline. Does a really good job of distributing the ball. Obviously being a freshman and new to it all, he has the most to learn, about the college game and what it takes at this level. Malik Morgan has done a really nice job. He does a great job of using his size to find guys, whether it's off pick and roll situations or penetrating. And obviously he can score the ball as well. And then Lou Dabney, he presents a really tough matchup. You've seen us; we've used him in the post before and things like that. So anybody guarding him would have to be pretty physical and ready for that battle. Keijon Mack, his speed, and Keijon is really good. When he gives up the basketball and then uses some his savvy and knowledge of the game and then gets it back later in the clock. So all four of them bring something different. Malik has probably taken the most reps at that spot right now, and really the challenge with the guys like Malik Morgan and Lou Dabney is how much load and responsibility do we want to put on them, and how does that affect their ability to score the ball, because they can obviously do that. They've done that at a high level before.
How much more versatile do you feel like you can be defensively with Giroux and Cameron Reynolds being healthy this year too?
Oh, a lot more versatile, no question. And I think it's because we have different types of guys. If you just look at the front court, there's several options up there. Ryan Smith and Dylan Osikowski have come back in tremendous shape. They have a work capacity that's at a really high level. They can bang, but they both have the skills to step outside. You saw that a little bit more from Dylan last year. But then you look at Jannard and Blake and TJ and all three different body types really, and great length with Jannard, great timing around the rim with Blake, and then the size with TJ. And I think just that versatility right there, let alone the guys on the wings, whether it's the Cameron Reynolds, Malik Morgans, Kane Harris, those type of guys. That size around the rim can allow us to do more things defensively, create more offense out of our defense. Not necessarily take more chances, but maybe change up coverages sometimes, and you don't feel like you got to be as perfect, from the bench, and maybe just be solid in one defense.
What kind of can you just talk about the athleticism that Melvin Frazier brings, and where is he going to play 2, 3, 4, or where's he going to fit in this lineup?
Yeah, and we work really hard on our perimeter guys being versatile guys, and so hopefully they are all multiple position guys. If you were to number a spot for for Melvin, you would probably say the 3, but he's improving his shot making ability from the perimeter. He's athletic enough to defend bigger guys. So yeah, we can move him all over the floor. He's had some great moments in practice. It's been fun. And again, I talk about bringing that energy to what we're doing. He brings it every day. He's had some. I know we're starting to get used to it. He's had a couple spectacular dunks in practice, and the last couple ones, our guys didn't react anymore. So they're getting used to his ability to get up there. It's his wingspan. He's been incredibly coachable. Really, willing to learn. Asked a lot of questions. Picking things up really fast. So he's going to be a fun one to watch as he progresses through the year.
What does having a player like Jarreau coming in, what does he add to your program, and how much of an impact is he going to have?
Well, I think he's going to have an impact in several areas. I think the first one, just a guy that has that experience of playing college basketball the last 4 years, and he knows what it is to go through, adversity. He knows what it is to go through some injuries. He knows what it is to go through, how do you prepare and practice on those days you're not feeling great. So from a leadership standpoint, I think he can impact us. There's no question that, he's shown before his length and ability to, protect the rim a little bit. That can impact us. That's something we have not had. But then I think the thing you'll see more of that you maybe didn't see from him in his past situation is just, his ability to be a factor on the offensive end. He's another one, and I think you'll see us play through our bigs more on the offensive end because of the skill level of guys like Dylan and Jannard and those guys. When they're away from the basket, they can do a lot of things with the basketball. I think they can stress a defense. So I think you'll see that impact from Jannard that maybe you haven't seen before.
Coach, how big a deal would it be if you made the NIT or NCAA, and is that kind of a benchmark for this season?
Well, I think getting this program to postseason would be, of one of those two tournaments would be a big step forward. And one, I think this bunch is capable of. They're going to have to work hard at improving every day. It's going to be a grind going through that 18-game American Conference schedule. But when you're playing a league like ours, every night out is a chance at a win that can put you in postseason position. And so I think the challenge for this group is, can we withstand that grind? Because each night out is a new opportunity that can really put you in good position to achieve those goals.
Coach, like you said, it's a really tough non-conference schedule. Can you talk about the chemistry heading into that, and how important it is to find a cohesive rotation as we head into the season?
Chemistries can be elusive sometimes, and I think with this group, it's not a matter of their how well they get along or what they're like from a chemistry standpoint, but a knowledge of how to what each other's strengths are and how to best play with each other and what lineups are best. And I think that's where we're right in the middle of that grind right now. We have not had either a scrimmage or an exhibition yet against outside competition. We've tinkered with the lineup every day. Trying to get guys to have that ability to think 5 is 1 when they're out there on the floor, and we're really not close to finding that group yet, or who's best coming off the bench and who can complement each other, but we'll get there. This group's working really hard, and I think they have a strong desire. I think they recognize the talent in each other, and they know we're deep, and they know we're going to be able to play more guys than we have in the past.
You've used all of the 35-second clock in the past. This year it's going to be a 30-second clock, but you've got different personnel. How much does the personnel you have, do you feel like can help you with the new rule change as opposed to in the past it might have really hurt?
Well, I think we have, we're going to be able to put 5 guys out there that have the ability to attack and score all the time. And that's a big help. There's not going to be, I don't see anybody on our roster that somebody could say, hey, we're just not going to guard that guy. We're going to play off of him and clog the lane or try to take away the strengths of some other guys by maybe, only half guarding somebody. And this team, just everybody that you put out there has the ability to score in some way. We've got to find a way to put them all in the right positions, and like we just talked about chemistry, get them playing together. But I like the rules as far as the shot clock. Most of the new rules, I'd love to see the game speeded up all across the board, whether it's shorter timeouts, advancing the ball, all those rules I'm in favor of. And I think this team, I think we'll be on the attack. It wasn't always by design that we went deep in the shot clock. The one thing I would say about our league overall, there's several teams that have been at the top, that really like to grind it out and not play at a real fast pace. And our challenge will be actually to speed them up a little bit.
Do you see yourself, especially with a lot of new faces, you say working on chemistry, tinkering with the starting lineup into the first 6 to 8 games of the season and trying to see, like you said, who fits off the bench, who works as a starter better?
Yeah, I would say that over the last 5 years, once we've kind of settled on the lineup, it's been pretty set. I don't know if I see that really happening, especially early on this year, and kind of want our guys to embrace that, the minutes are going to come, but they may come, at different parts of the game, whether it's the start or the finish or the middle part. We've got some different combinations. We can do some different things. So kind of embrace the fact that, we can push the pace a little bit on the offensive end, the defensive end, and we're going to need more guys to play more minutes. And, that might mean, reduced minutes for some guys, but and expand it for others. But just embrace that and embrace the fact that our depth can wear you down.